got plenty this week. We can hardly wait for the start of this one under the lights on Monday night.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin. To my left, Charles Davis. And Charles, you focus on this Austin team entering play. They come in playing pretty good football. Winners of 4 of their last 6 games.
And they looked awfully good last week and came away with a 2-touchdown victory. They did have a few reasons for concern defensively, but all in all, they'll take a repeat here if they could get it.
On the other side of the field for our visitors here, they're in a real groove of late. Winners of 5 of their last 6 games. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And trotting out there, their tall quarterback standing at 6'5".
Okay, I'm not taking a turn to negative town, even though it's going to sound like it. The 2 interceptions he threw last week, those obviously have to be eliminated, and that was the focus of practice this week. But let's face it, he did throw 3 touchdown passes.
And they got the win.
So I think it was a good week for him to work on things. Had some positives, the win being first and foremost. Now he's just got to eliminate those interceptions.
Got to like that start. 14 yards to get him going. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll find Hall. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Off play action. Graves. He finds his man. Complete. It's Yates. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Toss play, Powell. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. They go again with Powell. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
And this is why aggressive defense coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
And tight coverage there. It's knocked away, incomplete.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
And the 11-year veteran bangs it through. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. So now we'll get a look at the other offensive unit as they come out for their first possession. They'll be led out by the former Colorado Buffalo, their rookie quarterback.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well. Won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he powers his way up past the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down. From the 31, here's 2nd down and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. Cloud. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Now Sanders from the gun on third down. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. That gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs. When you give up points on the opening drive, in this case a field goal, you'd hate to go 3 and out. They avoid that.
They do, and it's also walking that fine line mentally, too, as a coach, isn't it? Because you want to emphasize to your team exactly what you said. All right, we gave up a field goal. Let's go back and at least equal that, guys. But if we don't, you don't want them to feel like it's the end of the world either. Nice that they were able to pick up the first down there, help them relax a little bit.
On first down, Cloud. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake. Sanders. And he's got his man on the out route. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Sean McVay unhappy on the sidelines visibly. He's made the decision to reach for the red flag. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Sanders now operating from the gun. This is intercepted. And he's able to bring it out 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line. So this is something we didn't see at all from this offense in the victory last week. That's a turnover. They didn't have any, but giving the ball away here in the opening quarter.
I love the surprise in your voice because it's exactly what you stated. Didn't see it last week, but it was a key to their win. And it'll be a key to this game as well, protecting the football. Didn't get it done there.
Back onto the field comes this offense, ready for their second drive. They'll start following the interception in great field position at the 45. They go play action here on first down. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And he's just across midfield and down at the 49-yard line. Well, their defense got him the football with an interception. They trot out there, Charles, in the very first play. They give the football right back.
Brand, I almost expect you to come in like an auctioneer. We've got 2, we got 2. Do I hear 3? Remember, it was 2 in a row. Would we hit 3 in a row? Because these offenses, they got to be a little bit more careful as they go forward. These defenders, they're locked in and really focused.
The home team's offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing. They'll run on first down. Cloud down to about the 45. When you look at this defense, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I just consider myself fortunate that I'm not in charge of the offensive line. They gave up 7 sacks last week. And if things don't improve in this game, the head coach isn't going to be looking at the offensive line. He's going to be looking at the offensive line coach. And that's when things get dicey.
And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
On first down, Cloud on a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup there. They'll keep it on the ground. Cloud. And just good downhill running there as he'll take this to the 15-yard line. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Cloud. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. 2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. The improvisation gets him only a couple, but that's all he needed. First down. Here's a give up the middle. And he gets halfway there from the 4 to the 2 on a gain of 2.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great effort there. His second rushing touchdown on the year. And his guys have taken the lead.
Well, he'd been the workhorse on this drive, and it would have been unfair to bring someone else in to finish the job. So they go back to him again, and he delivers with a touchdown run.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's culminated by a 2-yard touchdown run. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now a play fake here on first down. He finds his man, complete. It's Hall. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's 2nd down. Back to throw again. Over the middle, complete. That's Yates. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter, and it's our visitors with the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Powell. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Good work after the catch. Going to net them 23 and a first.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Graves. He's going to find Cobbs here. Just a gain of a couple there. And it'll be 2nd down. Operating from the gun. Graves. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball out of the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is now 10-7. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Boston's offense ready to go again. A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they have had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he lost the football. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble. Even though he recovered his own fumble, you know how much he hates to put the ball on the ground. He's going to be frustrated with himself.
And what do you think the time frame was from the time the ball escaped his grasp to him getting it back? It didn't take that long, right?
Right.
To him, it probably felt like hours because he's agonizing, like, I've got to get this football back. Able to get it done.
No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Sanders. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. They give him 7 yards on the play, and they do pick up the conversion on 3rd down. They'll run on first down. Cloud. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 47. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 13. Completes it to Douglas. And he's got this down to the 35. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Back to throw. Sanders. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Douglas. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Now a 2nd and 6. Off play action. Sanders. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. 4 catches now on this drive alone. They can't stop him. It's another first down.
How about a nod to the sequence of plays they're putting together here? This has been death by 1,000 paper cuts on this drive. But this is one of their best plays yet, and they're able to move it down into the red zone.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Up the middle they go. Cloud. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down. Looking to throw. Sanders. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down. Back to throw. Sanders. This is caught. It's Brown. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
Here's Sanders throwing on 4th down, and he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. A big-time sack there on 4th down. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing.
Now, you know I don't often have sympathy for quarterbacks, but in this situation, I don't know what else he could do. 4th down, so he can't just throw the ball away. He's got to find a way to try and make a play, but the pressure ended up getting to him.
Pressure got to him. Really big sack and a turnover here on downs. They begin with a carry for Powell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Looking to throw. Graves. He's going to wind up and air it out. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Well, they had that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
From the gun on 3rd down. Graves. He finds his man. Complete. It's Hall. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. So they bring out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And he was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. Austin's offense ready to go again. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't.
Oh, his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And this return is going to be halted right around the 28-yard line.
Well, it certainly felt like he was going to challenge this defense no matter what, and he stepped up and tried to throw it to the outermost edge of the zone coverage, and they were more than ready for him. The problem now is if they are limited in what they're doing throwing the football, they got to figure out how to move it without being able to throw it to the outside and throw it downfield.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Down he goes at the 23, a pickup of 4.
But they certainly got dented with that 1st down run, so now they've got to be back on their heels a little bit as a defense.
Operating from the gun. Graves looking middle, and that's complete. First time that they've called his number tonight, and it gets him a 1st down. 2 minutes remaining in the first half. 10-7 our score. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Graves throws a quick hitter on the slant. That's complete. And that's good for a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
And there wasn't much room for the big tight end to do much after the catch. But at least he was able to pick up a solid gain to help his offense continue to move in the right direction.
Crossing route catch made by Johnson. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a 1st down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And it's caught. Touchdown. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. 5 plays there on that drive. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they will wrangle them down a couple yards shy of the 30. Back out comes this offense now late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. That's caught. It's Coleman. And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. And from the 34, here's 2nd and 4. Operating from the gun, Sanders. Throwing left sideline there, but it's incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. Quick hitter here. It's complete. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. 16 yards, a first down. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout called. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it from 55 yards away. That was never in doubt. And they're back within a touchdown. It's 17-10. So a big play before the end of the half to get them into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. He's going to loft it deep right sideline. And that is incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute. But first, time to give the folks at home a look at what's going on around the NFL. From there, we're off to check out another game. And as you see, they were losers earlier this afternoon. The final, 34-13. This has certainly been a fun one to watch so far. We knew this was going to be a battle, but we have not been disappointed. This is the kind of game that could wind up hinging on which side could play mistake-free football the rest of the way.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And it's been a rough night at the office for him. He's been more of a liability than an asset throughout the contest. And this offense is having a hard time overcoming his struggles to this point. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
3rd and inches, and they've got some extra beef up front. 3 tight ends. They'll keep it on the ground. Cloud. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. 90 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
We all love to have a home run hitter in the backfield. Guy can take it the distance. But in short yardage, trying to pick up first downs, that big guy, always a nice luxury to have, isn't he?
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Oh, he's got a little daylight.
And good work there in open space. And he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another first down. Operating from the gun, Sanders steps away to it, and he's going to lose a yard or two, taken down behind the line.
Multiple players getting home there, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
12 yards there and a first down. Operating from the gun, Sanders firing quickly here, and that's complete. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and it's 2nd down. Now a handoff up the middle. Cloud. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Out to him, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders.
Well, this has turned into an absolute week to forget for this quarterback. Multiple sacks, pair that with multiple turnovers. As far as he's concerned, if he ever sees this defense again, it'll be way too soon.
And a good stiff arm there before he's brought down on a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
And his kick is indeed good. And that will cut this lead back down to 4 now. It's 17-13.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
Throwing to start the drive. Graves. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. It'll be a gain of 5, and that will bring up 2nd down. Off the play fake. Graves. Over the middle, it's complete. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 12 yards there and a first down. They run with Powell, and it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. Operating from the gun. Graves. On the out route, he completes it to Hall. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains.
So you think it's not tough playing quarterback in the NFL? How about what we just saw there? The rush got home on 3rd down. He had to stand in there and take the shot as he released it. Throws on target, though, and it's good enough to keep the drive moving.
Powell.
Good work there in open space, and he's got this all the way down now to the 32.
Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Graves. Throw left side, taken in by Cobbs. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Only 3 there on the screen at 2nd down. Back to throw. Graves. Throw left side complete. That's Hall. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again. Now they'll toss here to Powell. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
When I watch plays like that, I give a lot of thanks that my DNA did not make me an offensive tackle, because that is a very difficult job to hold your block against a really good defensive end and hang on to it so your runner can get to the edge and do it without holding. I don't know that that's really possible for very many people.
2 yards still to go. 3rd down now.
Looking to throw.
Graves. That is caught.
And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds. Give him a gain of 4. Able to convert, and that sets up 1st and goal now. Back to throw.
Graves.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
But based on the play we just saw there, he might not be the guy you want to challenge in coverage on these all-important snaps. He certainly looks dialed in right now.
They'll look to throw again. And that is incomplete here.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal.
He had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Give him credit for excellent coverage, tight coverage. They're doing a lot of things that we talk about in basketball. They're causing disruptions in the passing game. And as long as that continues, it'll be tough for them to gain any momentum throwing the ball downfield.
And his kick is good. And that'll make this a 7-point game.
So a nice kick there as they are able to add on to their lead.
And that's exactly what you're looking to do. Maneuver yourself into range. That way, if your drive stalls out, you're able to get something out of it. And they do so right there.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Boston's offense ready to go again. And they have had their problems moving the ball through the air as we take you through some of the action from earlier. This secondary has played about as well as you can. Many times they've left this quarterback with nowhere to go with the football. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Back now in Austin, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. They'll keep it on the ground. Cloud slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. To throw is Sanders from the gun on 3rd down. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Some coaches like to take the shorter, more reliable yardage, and some, they like to go for the big shot. No fear in risking a deep ball there, but it wasn't enough to get them the completion.
And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. The visitors' offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And as we show you some of the highlights from earlier, he has been instrumental in getting his guys the lead as he looks to finish strong and close this one out. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. And the return will stop right around the 25. A seismic shift in momentum here in the fourth quarter. That's the break that the defense needed.
And you know as well as I do, people are going to question the play call in that situation. Sometimes you have to question the execution, not necessarily the call. And in this case, those defenders found a way to give their team a chance.
Austin's offense ready to go again. The interception sets them up with an opportunity to erase this fourth quarter deficit. Now, this series could very well determine our outcome. And a good run as he manages 7 yards down to the 17.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Sanders from the gun, he'll throw.
Before that last pass, 2 interceptions had already been thrown. And this last one tipped in the air, which means everyone on defense is almost fighting each other in order to get to the football to try and make it a third.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Oh, that's about as tough as they come. You're driving to try to put the ball in the end zone and tie the game, and that happens.
It's exciting for us, wasn't it? Because we were thinking, hey, we might be headed towards overtime. Instead, it looks like this one may very well be done. And guess what? If you're a fantasy owner and you have that defense, you just had a big, big game, didn't you?
Point after here coming up. And the lead is up to 14. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. This offense and their running back headed back onto the field. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the fourth quarter. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. We'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A 2-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. 2nd and 4. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A 6-yard pass on back-to-back plays. Picks up the first. Operating from the gun, Sanders. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Ball right on the 50-yard line. Here's 2nd down and a yard. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. Up the middle they go. Cloud. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. 149 yards on the ground for him now as he has gotten better, really, as the night's gone on.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Approachment defense.
And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced
Automatic
error.
first
Stay
down.
alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Off play action. Sanders. He finds Hillman. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. They'll try to run this one in, and he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the night. And his guys are able to make this a close game again.
Well, time to let those folks know who are tuning in looking for the late local news. We may be a moment because we've got a game again.
And partner, except for those on the West Coast, where it'll be seen in its regular time, right? That's the way it works, doesn't it? But how about that? Big-time drive right there. If they're going to have any chance, they needed a touchdown there, and they went right down the field and worked their way into the end zone.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return. The visitors' offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And he's had his fair share of troubles in this one, unfortunately. This defensive front has wreaked havoc throughout the contest, and he hasn't been able to create enough space to make something positive happen to this point.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. Because if there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
He finds his man complete. That's Hall. And he is going to lose yardage here. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Operating from the gun, Graves. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Will go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 3rd down.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down, Graves.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
And they'll send out their punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line.
This offense making its way back out, led by their running back. And as we take a look at some of the highlights, we see just how impactful he's been. He and his quarterback have such a great chemistry together, and it's been on full display throughout the contest.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup. Looking to throw. Sanders. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10.
They'll send the tight end in motion. They'll look to throw now on 1st down.
That's to the sideline and incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another 1st down.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains.
From the gun on 3rd down, Sanders. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. So it's our home team here in possession of the football as we come back. And they've got a 4th down now in a game that, to be honest, has been pretty much everything we could have asked for.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
And now this offense comes back out onto the field. And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see them take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33.
And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
They'll fake it on the jet sweep, and instead a handoff up the middle.
And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. 2nd and long, but you got to figure this almost certainly another run. They'll run again. Again, it's Powell. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
3rd down and 13.
They'll keep it on the ground. It's Powell, and he'll be taken down at the 34.
Brandon, one thing about blitzes, they really confuse offensive linemen at times, and what you have to do is lock in on the guy right in front of you. If you don't, you saw the end result. Defensive tackle ended up making the play.
So the field goal unit is on the field as this is a big spot right here. This to perhaps salt this one away. And this one is right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find 2 scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The situation for him offensively as follows. Down by 10, 54 seconds to go. Now Sanders throwing to start the drive. Throwing left side, it's complete. And he takes this one into the end zone, and all of a sudden, here in the final minute, things get a little bit tighter. Coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes the right read seemingly every time. Victory very much in sight now as they'll take a knee. What a finish in this one, Charles. You know, this group, they come in, they have to fight a hostile atmosphere every snap. They get the late score, they get the victory, and that flight home, it's going to be a little sweeter after this one.
And Brandon, just like you, I was fired up for that last sequence. How about that? Wouldn't you have loved to have been in the huddle when they were mounting that game-winning drive? Big-time moment. No one shied away from it. They tuned out the crowd, kept their heads, and executed the way they needed to earn that win.
So for our visitors, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Austin, the loss drops them back to 4-3 so far. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.